Hello everyone, I just purchased my first 3D plane and it's a trainer model. This model is only $115 from Motion RC, and I already had 5 batteries from my F4U. They're the same exact batteries. I use a 1000 milliamp 3 cell. I have heavier batteries and the plane is too heavy. I'm even going to remove the landing gear for takeoff actually, and just take off underhand, like how the Motion RC's video actually shows how they do that. But I want to show you guys my hinges, as that is a little weird how everybody installs them. And also make a note, because you're gonna have to install, if you buy this plane, all these hinges, the servos and all that. I can't do a video on it because I can't make too good with one, but I'd like to make a note of, apart from lining these up straight with this rod, I've stiffened the back rods first of all, and because they would flex like crazy, and I've also tried to make sure these holes almost line up with the hinge line, but a little bit behind. If you go too far back, you're not going to have enough control. I originally put them too far back. And then I want to show you my rudder. I also want to make a note of, my horn I think is still too long because my servo will shake like crazy. I've tried a couple of different things. This one's stiffened more than the elevator servo, and I've even added more expo and it still jitters. But I'm out here flying it right now, so I'm just flying in this configuration. I loosened the hinge and it still jitters, so I gotta play with that. I know the shortest arm on the max throw does work with no jitter for that part. And then let me go over my ailerons. Just want to show you how I decided to set mine up. So, use the short arms. I did this because the ailerons are really hard to move back and forth. You can kind of see that rod's not even perfectly straight from whatever. And I just wanted to have the most life out of these servos, so it rolls quick enough for now. Like I said, it's a trainer. This isn't the craziest model, and it's only 115. And I originally had a lemon receiver in this, and I fail-safed it multiple times, so I swapped to a 4-channel Spectrum. I have not had any issues so far. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and put the camera on my phone now. Put the phone on my head now and take off the landing gear and take off now. Just wanted to show you those little things with the hinges and stuff like that, as that's not entirely clear on a lot of videos. But I do like this plane. Flying it with no gyro, but there is telemetry with the Spectrum receiver. So anyways, let's get to flying. Okay, just took off the landing gear and strapped up my battery, and I'm gonna go ahead and take off. Hopefully I can kind of give you an idea of how I take off with this head cam. I'm gonna do 2 flights for this video, and I've only flown it maybe 15 minutes now of actual flight time, so still jittery and all that. Anyways, I like to power on the plane first. I get 5 minutes of flight time too with how I fly so far, so with this battery. There's the rudder I told you about. You can see it doesn't always do it, so that's why I thought I could use the longer arm, but no good right now. Anyways, I'll fix that at the house. Just want to get to flying. So I pitch it up pretty high. There's not too much wind. And I get ready to control it pretty quickly into the air, like I'm trying to enter a vertical climb. So now I'm flying straight. And I was just flying with a heavier battery. I was testing out to see how it was, but the heavier battery is no good. So now I want to check trim. Inverted flight needs very little up or negative elevator for inverted.
Telemetry
This
lost.
is just 40% throttle.
RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered. Telemetry lost. RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered. RF signal critical.
Haven't even learned how to hover with it yet.
Telemetry lost. RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered. Telemetry lost. RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered.
This is the maximum roll rate I have. I have about 35% expo and everything except for the rudder. I was trying out 80%, but that didn't do enough.
Telemetry lost. RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered.
This is no negative, and then that's me starting to add some negative. As you can see, have not learned the muscle memory yet for it, so nothing really looks smooth. But I want to give an idea of just how simple this is to fly to. Especially if you really start to get skilled with the little warbirds I used to fly in manual, or still do fly in manual, but this one doesn't really have too much bad tendencies, I'd say. Especially for a 3D plane. My warbird from Motion RC, I had more problems with that. That one's in pieces. This plane, it's not too bad.
Telemetry lost. RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered. RF signal critical.
I'm definitely not smooth with this one yet.
RF signal
Like I said,
critical.
this is a pretty easy fly. No bad tendencies really. It is tail heavy, but with the 1000 milliamp battery,
RF signal critical.
it is flying pretty good.
RF signal critical.
Whew. I got its first rudder clip already. I hope I caught it.
RF signal critical. RF signal critical. Telemetry lost. RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered. Telemetry lost. RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered. Telemetry lost. RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered. Timer 1 elapsed. RF signal critical.
So with the 1000 milliamp battery, I really do want to land it rather sooner than later. Never fully tested out the timer,
Lost.
but I was having issues with my limit of just disconnecting, so that's why.
RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered.
Ooh, that's not how I was planning on landing.
RF signal critical. RF signal critical.
Yeah, damn. He really wants to rock at low speeds.
RF signal critical.
Let me just try a normal landing.
RF signal critical.
Okay, there we go. trying to really hover it, but not skilled enough with the sticks, and that rudder is definitely not helping at low speed. But like I said, 115 bucks, little experiment. Foam is really hard, so like, and I also did one clear coat of poly clear, a mini wax, so it's pretty stiff. Like I'm not worried about the bottom really if I land on grass or dirt. Even the back you see would be scraping off first, and it's okay. But I'm gonna get to my next battery right now and hopefully fly a little bit smoother. Alrighty, just putting in the second battery now. Yeah, I'm not sure if I did mention it before, but there is about 10 mile/hour winds, so that doesn't also help when I'm trying to land. Hopefully, maybe showing you guys how I do it might help, because it will wiggle around if you don't tighten it, and they're good.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Alrighty, same takeoff as before, about 50% throttle, and then I ramp up pretty smoothly.
RF signal critical. Telemetry lost. RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered. RF signal critical. RF signal critical. RF signal critical. Trim center. Telemetry lost. RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered.
Just adjusting my rudder right now. I think it's a little
RF
off
signal
actually.
critical.
Might be more than a little off.
RF signal critical.
Alright, let's see.
Telemetry lost. RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered. RF signal critical. RF signal critical. RF signal critical. RF signal critical. Telemetry lost. RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered. Telemetry lost. RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered.
I don't know, I definitely really have to do adjustments with my rudder.
RF signal critical.
Doesn't seem to be tracking too straight.
RF signal critical. RF signal critical. Telemetry lost. Trim center. RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered. RF signal critical. Telemetry
Maybe it's
lost.
just the wind that's making me struggle to
Telemetry recovered.
track straight for a lot of these stunts. Like I said, my rudder's twitching the whole time, so
Telemetry lost.
that's certainly
RF
not helping.
signal critical. Telemetry recovered. RF signal critical. RF signal critical. Timer 1 elapsed. Telemetry lost. RF signal critical. Telemetry recovered. RF signal critical. RF signal critical. RF signal critical.
Pretty good. But rudder twitching. I will fix
RF
that.
signal critical.
Hopefully I will get this model flying a lot straighter. It's too twitchy right now, but like I said,
RF signal
rudder's not helping. I did get some smoother flights out of it before with the weaker rudder, but it was just it was not performing as good as I wanted it to. I wanted more rudder. I'm gonna play around with my settings, add a lot more aileron axle, switch that mechanically, hopefully get that servo to shut up, and I'll make a new video. Stay tuned. Thanks.